All right, so normal distribution. What it's talking about is that if you have something that exhibits normal distribution, it means the distribution of the data is normal. So what it means is, if I were to find the median, the mean, and the mode of this data, they'd be pretty close to the same. So there's no real craziness going on within the data set. It's all pretty basic. So in the middle of this curve, we've got mu, which is the mean. And as the curve is perfectly symmetrical, okay, mine maybe not, but I had to freehand it, so you know, deal. It should be symmetrical on either side of the mean. You should have most of your data here in the middle, so most of the points in your data set should be really close to the mean. In fact, 68% of all of your data should be either right near the mean or up to 1 standard deviation away on the bottom side or 1 standard deviation away on the top side. So for example, that would mean that if your mean for your data was 10 and your standard deviation was 1, so here's my standard deviation, here's my mean, then 68% of my data should be between 9 and 11. So 10 being my mean, 1 standard deviation less would be 9, 1 standard deviation more would be 11. So that's kind of how this is trying to show you where the data sits. So 68% of your data should be within 1 standard deviation of your middle point. And then if you looked a little broader, then 95% of your data should be between 2 standard deviations below or above your midpoint. Now, if you wanted to look even wider and you wanted to find out how almost all of your data should be within 3 standard deviations of your midpoint, so it could be 3 standard deviations above, or it could be 3 standard deviations below, but almost all of your data should fit in there, and that's 99.7% of your data. So these tiny little blips on the outside would be where like your outliers were. They're just too far away from the mean. So this is your basic normal distribution. I'm going to keep this video just to that alone, and then I'm going to give you a couple more videos with specific examples and how they apply.